Welcome to CAS 231 Desktop Publishing, Columbia Gorge Community College, the Dalles, Oregon. Mrs. Hewitt, instructor, and this is our Week 7 video. In this week, you're going to be creating a calendar, a custom calendar. So you've got your objectives and the directions that you're watching right now. So let's open the other directions here that give you some details on your objectives. This is a use a blank page, no templates allowed project. So you're going to start from scratch. You're going to create a custom color and font scheme for it. You're going to get columns within a text box, within a table, add formatted fonts, apply some styles, insert a photo or graphic. Make sure you have rights to be using things, especially if this is going to be a calendar you actually end up publishing. Maybe you're making a birthday present, a Christmas present, something like that. You could actually make this as a gift if you wanted to. At least one graphic has to be recolored, crop a graphic and edit the wrap points, save an edited graphic as a picture. So you've got a number of things you're going to be working on. Got a list from link for making Excel spreadsheets into calendars. There's also a file in Moodle for making a calendar using Word programs. There are other text programs that will let you do the same basic types of things. I'm thinking Google Docs, Open Office, those types of things. So choose your software. It does need to be one that will let you do some tables so you can create the calendar formatting. Start with a blank page, set up a table for the calendar, and then here's some of the things you're going to do as you do the project. You're going to need to brainstorm kind of the content that fits the theme. You're going to want to maybe do a birthday calendar for the family, or maybe you're going to make a scenic vacation calendar, or make calendar pictures of your kids for the grandparents, or, I mean, the list can go on. There are lots of different things you can do. Calendar for an office, something like that. So figure out what you're going to kind of do, what your theme is, and then you create the calendar for at least 6 months. Now, if you want to make it a real calendar as a gift, obviously you probably want all 12 months. It can all be on one page. Like sometimes you get those calendars that are like a one-pager. It's got the whole year on it or 6 months on it or something like that. Or it can be each page has a separate calendar on it. In Word, you need to go to the next page, the next page, the next page. In Excel, you're going to need to go to the next tab at the bottom so it all stays within one document, the next sheet. If you save 6 different documents, you will not have a way to upload them. So make sure it's all within that one document. You're going to be inserting graphics, logos, or a photo for the cover of each page of the calendar. Like at the top, if it's a calendar that opens up, the top will have the picture, the bottom would have the calendar. If it's a one-pager, it would be the pictures on the top, the calendars on the bottom. If it's a full, just one page for like 6 months, then you're just going to have some little graphic types of things, maybe up around the top, around maybe the edges someplace. One of those graphics has to be recolored. And you're going to add some graphics to the boxes to go with special days, which is going to be tricky if you're going to put 6 months on one page. So you may want to really think if that's the way to go. Then you're going to save it, and then in your text document, you're going to explain your choice while designing this project, and you're going to also reflect on ways you could use your calendar making skills. For example, I have played with calendars quite a bit, done them for gifts, those types of things. This is an older one I did. No, that's not the one I want. Try that again. I had a couple of different I dug through and looked at. These were the pictures I put together for family birthday calendar. The calendar was then on the bottom. So it was like a 2-page calendar, the ones that open up, that you have like a binder at the edge of, and they open. So the calendar was in one file. These were the pictures that were in another file. I went through and did each month of birthdays based on when everybody in the family had birthdays. And I built this part in Word. No, I take that back. I built it in PowerPoint. And then the calendar I did in Word. We put them together and bound them. So there are lots of different things you can do. If you're kind of a scrapbooker, you can think of using something like PowerPoint or something that'll let you do some of that graphic editing to create the type of calendar you're thinking about as far as your images go. So that should take you pretty much through that piece of it. So let's hop back here and look at some other options. And calendar information here. So this is what you're going to need to check out. This is some information on how to recolor a graphic. This should be, when it gets around to it, a video of making a calendar in Word. They were using a Mac version of Word there. And they were using a PC version here. Here's some links down here if this is helpful to you. And if you did purchase one of the 2 books that were offered as options for publisher, you might find those be a big help at this point, or you can go out and explore YouTube to also find out some other ways to make calendars with the software you have available. This is how to create it in Microsoft Word. So if you're only using Word, would you want to access this? If you're not going to use Word, you're going to use something else, then this may not be a lot of help. But it walks you through some of the processes about how to get this type of thing created. Now, every version of Word, the screenshots are going to look slightly different. The toolbar could change a little bit. But the basics of how a toolbar is set up hasn't changed since Office 2003 or 2007. Back there someplace, they went to this basic format. So while some of the graphics and the colors and how they situate things may look slightly different, the basics will be there, and you should be able to pretty quickly figure out what yours looks like. And then cleaning it up so you get rid of the extra cells and extra things that you don't need, and getting it slid down so that you can then add in all the other like artwork, the word art and things like that, and get it down so that you have the word art at like the top, and you have your image, you have your calendar, maybe you've added another little graphic or something. This might be where you put one that you recolor. And then they went through and they added a border and they bordered the calendar to get the final finished product. And remember, you would have to do that for 6 months worth at least, if not more. This is where you're going to do your upload. And it's just basically upload your project, and here's your text document information. This will all get taken care of when it is in updated for course, so don't worry about the fact it's like 200 and some days overdue. Your journal as usual, and then your forum. And you're going to talk about your editing of graphics for the projects you've done, pitfalls, successes you've had, because usually there's at least 2 or 3 boo-boos along the way, like, oh, that did not work. And that's okay, because that's where you learn. Mention the software you're using and editing for graphics, because that does make a difference for your reader to be able to follow what you're discussing. And that should pretty well take you through week 7.